Terrell here, and I'm here to talk about the new movie Yadang, the Snitched, being released by Go Entertainment, one of my favorite media distribution companies, on April 25th, when it's going to have a limited release. Now, originally, this movie was released in April 16th, on April 16th of 2025. So Korea had already got it, but Go brought it over here and gave us a limited window for it. Like I said, on April 25th. For those who are watching a lot of Korean films, especially Korean action, I would consider this like a Korean action drama, like kind of crime thriller a little bit. I wouldn't put it on like something like Heat or like something serious, because it has a comedic element to it that kind of gives I think much needed levity, because I don't want to watch something that's like serious all the time. And I think they do it, and Yadang does a really good job of bringing in that comedic element. On that note, if you guys didn't know, like I say, you wanted to check out the movie, you didn't know what the description of the movie is, let me make sure I give you that right now. In drug crimes, Yadang informants sell criminals info. Criminals use this to reduce sentences, while law enforcement uses it for arrests. Yadang police and prosecutors form a key triangle. And illegal drug crimes, the insider who leaked the information of drug criminals are called Yadang. So this particular movie, we have our Yadang, our informant, who works for a prosecutor that was set up and accused of being a drug user or a junkie, as this movie calls it. I guess everybody's just junkies in Korea. But he's set up, and he's taking the fall for a drug crime that he was falsely accused of, and he winds up going to jail. Winds up working for a prosecutor, who pretty much once he gets out, then he starts making money with the prosecutor to make bigger crimes by essentially kind of setting these people up. You're basically a rat, but you're like setting these people up, like they're bad people, but just still, like, I feel like there's some kind of like moral dilemma about being a criminal and then snitching on other criminals. I guess it depends on the sincerity of the issue, but this prosecutor's trying to make a name for himself by making big drug cases, bringing in some of these informants and having them play bigger roles so they can take down bigger crime organizations. Of course, all things go well until it doesn't, and I think that this movie really definitely takes you on a ride, because I didn't know what I was getting out of this. I didn't know really what this movie was going to be upon watching it. Again, when I watch these, I don't watch the trailer, but this was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Like I said, this was a pleasant surprise. Like, once I started watching it, I couldn't put it down. The action in this movie is phenomenal. I think they do a really good job. It's really fun. The acting, I feel like they're still selling 100%, like, and I'm behind like what these characters are about, like kind of the motivations here. They do a really good job of showing that, especially our main character, played by, make sure I get the right, Lee Kang-suoo. No, his character's name is Lee Kang-suoo. Kang Ha-neul. Make sure Korean names are definitely harder to pronounce than I thought it'd be. But he was in Squid Game. So if you're looking who point of reference, like I said, he was just recently in Squid Game. But the cast is great. We also got Park Hae-jun, who plays Oh Sang-jae. This is like the police officer that's also making the arrest. Now, I also want to mention too in this movie that the Yadangs and the prosecutor are undercutting law enforcement and stealing their arrests, pretty much as so that we have this tension between law enforcement and these snitches that eventually builds up, and everybody winds up getting involved in this situation. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much of the movie, because like I said, when I not watching the trailer, I was surprised, like kind of the direction of taking it. I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting for a couple of these things to happen at all, and when they did, like I said, it really had me zoned in. Like, this was just a really good movie. Again, jumping back to the action scenes are really, really well. Some of the stuff is really brutal. The fights are brutal. You seeing people get stabbed up, stabbed in the neck. They definitely don't I think they have a couple of drug use scenes, but like it's not like ridiculous. Like, you know, a couple people like hopped up on drugs and they like, you know, they're like hopped up and fighting, but I don't think there's anything too ridiculous here. But like I said, the fights are incredible. I was not expecting it. I mean, because it's essentially like a cop movie. Not really. Is it a cop movie? Yeah, I feel like this is kind of like a buddy cop movie to a certain extent. But like I said, once the action is really well choreographed here. And like I said, some of the scenes where you see some of the violence is brutal. Was not expect, but it's a Korean movie. I know what I'm saying here. I should have known we were gonna get something good out of it. Soundtrack, like I said, the music soundtrack to this is really good. Definitely had me zoned in. Like I said, especially during some of the car chase scenes, some of the fight scenes. Like I said, were really good. And I think I said one of the things I do like about this movie is that it's like it's serious, but it doesn't take itself too serious to the point where I'm like, oh man, I'm stressed out watching the movie. Like I don't feel like the tension of like, you know, what's going on is too bad that I can't proceed to watch it. Like I said, this is good. If you have the opportunity to watch it, I definitely recommend going to go see this theatrically in the movies, or have you do get it. But it's definitely worth the watch. Like I said, I come across a lot of these movies, especially from Well Go Entertainment, and they definitely stepping the game up, like what movies they get. And I recommend watching this. I think as of like now, like IMDb, this was like a 7.6, like 8.0, just to give you an idea, like one of these sleeper movies that people probably definitely need to be watching. But yes, I loved everything about this movie. The acting was phenomenal. The action was good. I really liked the story. Like I said, I was really zoned in on what was going on here. If I could not, this is not a spoiler, but if they made a sequel, I would be down to watch it. Like this was definitely good. I don't feel like you could do more than two, but definitely a second one, see where that goes. Because I feel like there's kind of more there. But this movie definitely offers you a really good time, and it's about 2 hours. I don't feel like it overstays its welcome. It doesn't feel like it's dragging. The movie is really well paced. So like I said, I mean, like, you're not going to be looking at your watch, hey, when this is over. The movie is really well paced. Yadang, the Snitch, like I said, coming out limited release in the U.S. in April 25th. It's already out in Korea April 16th, so it's probably on the streaming service now by the time you watch this. But if you guys have an opportunity to see it, I mean, if you watch this, let me know what you thought about the movie as well. Leave me a comment below, and let me know what your thoughts were. Am I gassing this movie up further than where it needs to be, or is it really that good of a movie? But no, like I said, I enjoyed it. Check it out. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. I would love to see what you guys say. Like I said, this is really good. And on that note, I will see you guys next time for another review. See you.